Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here on the Xiaomi steps, excited to finally unbox and in my first look here on the channel of a phone I've been very excited about. It's none other than the Redmi Note 8 Pro. Oh yeah, and I got it in this gorgeous Jade color. I'll be showing you guys in a second. There's a Redmi Note 8 Pro in 8GB, 128 gigs of storage, and let's open this up right now. Let's not waste any time. In Bing Fei Chun, if I'm not mistaken, and I did just go through the setup process here, but your first look of this phone on the channel, your first look, oh my gosh, this is absolutely beautiful. Now let's go ahead and take off these stickers right here. Now this is called Ice Jade, this color. It's known as Bing Fei Chun in Cantonese at least. And I gotta say, I'm gonna put this in better lighting here so you can really see it. Look at this back. It is just stunning. And I'm so excited to finally review this phone. There it is, fully set up. And I will be obviously testing the most important thing, Google Apps, and see if they are working on this phone. I just set it up here, but let me give you my initial impressions of this phone. I will be doing a more in-depth video in just a little bit. So let's talk about design. Look at this thing. It is just beautiful with the Redmi logo on the back. Just how I like it, kind of aligned with the camera sensor, which is now in the middle. You have this beautiful kind of just green color, and there's a glossiness to this phone. Gosh, I've held premium flagships that feel less premium than this phone. And this phone, considering the price of 1,600 yuan, this is the top of the line version, 2,000 Hong Kong dollars or so. Like, this phone is really, considering the price, an amazing deal. And this is just feeling every bit a budget flagship right here. Now let's look at the bottom. There's USB-C, 3.5mm headphone jack, your speakers, your mic. And on this side we have the SIM tray, just microphone holes at the top. Although that is an IR blaster right over there. And let's get the zoom in here, and volume rocker and power button. Now this feels pretty hefty in the hand, and it is not a light phone. It's in that 190 gram weight, if I'm not mistaken, 8.8 millimeters. So it's a bit thicker than some of the more kind of svelte phones I've tested, but it is feeling really good in the hand. And part of that reason is because it's got that giant 4,500 milliampere battery. Just a phenomenal thing. And now let's talk about this display. A beautiful, almost 6.6, I think it's a 6.58 inch display. Now it is IPS LCD, but let's go ahead and remove this film while we're at it. Let's go and do it together here in 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, there we go. And let's look at this screen really close up. And it looks nice. I mean, initial impressions, yes, it is an LCD, so the colors don't pop the way they do for, let's say, AMOLED, but you can see even from certain viewing angles, it still looks like a solid display, and it definitely looks like a step above the Redmi Note 7 Pro, which is obviously the predecessor of this phone. Now let me once again show you guys the version I got. Let's go ahead to it here. My device. There it is, and it is this is the part of the specs I wanted to bring up now. Performance. It's got that Helio G90T. So that is the thing that I was most concerned about with this phone. But I think after seeing some of the videos that have come out on this phone, and I obviously will be doing gaming on this, I am pretty excited to test it out. It's the first MediaTek processor here on Frankie Tech. There you see the 4,500 milliampere capacity and the screen size and resolution as well. 8GB of RAM and top of the line. Very excited to test that out. So in terms of audio, obviously we do have a 3.5mm headphone jack. There it is. And so that will be a welcome sight. And we'll be doing a speaker test very soon as well as PUBG and all that good stuff. Stay tuned. And now let's wrap up here with the classic Frankie Tech camera shot. Okay, let's do it. And so this, just to mention, has got a quad camera set up on the back, and is the first phone with that Samsung GM1, if I'm not mistaken, sensor. It is the first 64 megapixel sensor on a phone. And other than Realme, which has announced one phone in this class, this is essentially one of the first phones with it. And so very excited about that as well. One thing I'm noticing already, guys, is that the fingerprint scanner is in the camera sensor area. That's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bit strange. But anyways, let's wrap this up and look at that. Wow, that wallpaper looks awesome. Let's do it ready in 3, 2, 1. And let's have a look at this shot. And obviously, let's do a zoom in there in 3, 2, 1. Boom. And let's see how we're doing. This is the first time I'm shooting with this 64 megapixel sensor. And gosh, there is some serious detail in that sensor. Let's zoom in there even further. Now, the main thing I think that this will do is allow pixel binning, so that means that this sensor will be able to capture more light with a larger image size, kind of what the Note 7 Pro was doing with the 48 megapixel. It was actually 12 megapixel shots it was getting, but they were really pixel binning, so you got a lot more light and information in each pixel. Look at that, that looks really good. And now, last but not least, I just want to do for you guys here a quick comparison between this now Redmi Note 8 Pro, because I know a lot of you guys there in India and other countries, this was a major phone for, this is a phone that you guys have been expecting, and obviously as a replacement or potentially a replacement for its predecessor, none other than, there it is, the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Now this Redmi Note 7 Pro is a phenomenal device. Don't get me wrong, this came out in January and it is still one of the best devices. And sorry for the lighting here, guys. I will be doing a full video very soon. There it is though, the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Let's put them on the bags here and just kind of compare what is different. I mean, you can kind of tell there. I mean, look, this still looks gorgeous in this lighting, but I think the major point you want to know here is that the camera sensor is now on the is centered versus being on the left. And as you can see there, this is still getting me, man. This fingerprint scanner being in the middle there with the camera sensor, it's a little bit strange, I'm not gonna lie, but I do like the alignment there. It looks a lot nicer. And then looking at the sides, I mean, these phones are just beautiful on the sides. If I'm not mistaken, this will probably be the similar hardened plastic to this Redmi Note 7 Pro. And you see it there on this side. They also have switched the headphone jack placement. The Redmi Note 7 Pro had it at the top, and now the Redmi Note 8 Pro has it at the bottom. So stay tuned, guys. More great comparisons between these phones, obviously, but right now, it's all about this Redmi Note 8 Pro. This is one of the most beautiful kind of phones in this price range for 2,000 Hong Kong dollars. I mean, you're talking about a phone that is under, at top of the line, under 300 US bucks, that gives you so much. It is just incredible, and I can't wait to test this out. Stay tuned for the full kind of continuation of this video in the next couple hours. I will be doing some PUBG gaming as well, but most importantly, to my global audience out there, guys, I'm going to be making sure that this phone can run Google Apps, and I will be reporting that to you very soon in the community post, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up, and if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for future updates. So it's going to be a lot of Redmi Note 8 Pro coverage. Hit me up with any comments, any questions you have about this phone. And gosh, I'm telling you, today was a good day, guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a huge Notre Dame football fan. That's college football. And Notre Dame, we're known as the Fighting Irish. And you know what? Green is the color of the team. So not only to get a victory today, but to then pick up this gorgeous green phone, I'm like in green heaven tonight. So anyways, thanks for watching this, guys. Stay tuned. I'll be doing a follow-up video very soon in the next couple hours. And this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one. Man, this is a gorgeous green gaming machine. Oh yeah.